we speculate on the first Cavill Warhammer 40k show, plus a big balance update for Warhammer 40k and another Emperor's Children's tease.
Praise the Emperor.
Welcome to Warhammer Wednesday, our weekly look back at all things miniatures and wargames. It's another big Warhammer 40k week this week, with some speculation on the upcoming Henry Cavill Warhammer 40k series, the latest balance update for 40k, and a new tease for the Noise Marines. Now remember, if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to like and subscribe so we can keep making them. Now, let's talk some minis. Earlier this week, Henry Cavill, Amazon Studios, and Games Workshop rocked the Warhammer 40k world when they formally announced that the Warhammer Cinematic Universe was officially underway. Games Workshop noted that there were multiple stories in the works for this brand new universe, with Cavill set to star and executive produce in the new stories or storylines or whatever. Of course, the major question is, what's the first story that Amazon will adapt as part of this 40k cinematic universe? Well, to us, if they aren't going with something fully unique, there are two likely candidates. The first, of course, is an adaptation of the Horus Heresy, the civil war within the Imperium of Man that led to the Emperor's functional death, the stagnation of the Imperium itself, and many other colossal reverberations that are still felt into the present day of Warhammer 40k. Cavill has long teased his love of the Horus Heresy, with various books from the Horus Heresy novel series appearing in many Instagram posts of his, and he's even talked about playing the Emperor of Mankind in a past Instagram post. Of course, there's one big problem with that, and that, of course, is that the Horus Heresy isn't actually Warhammer 40k, it's Warhammer 30k, since it happened 10,000 years before the present day of Warhammer 40,000. The popular speculation is that Cavill would play Constantine Valdor, the head of Cavill's beloved Adeptus Custodes in this series. That would be an interesting point of view character, as Valdor saw many of the key events of the Horus Heresy and ultimately failed in his goal of protecting the Emperor. The other popular possibility is an Eisenhorn series. Eisenhorn is a famous inquisitor who gets wrapped up in a grand conspiracy involving Xenos technology and the forces of chaos. Now, throughout his trilogy of books, Eisenhorn is faced with impossible choices and slowly walks down the road to damnation, even while he's trying to protect the Imperium and his beloved retinue. Eisenhorn presents a more ground-level approach to the Warhammer 40k universe. He has abilities and resources, but he's not a space marine, and he's constantly faced with the loss of his friends, allies, and treasures as he tries to save the universe, and ultimately loses everything, every single time. Now, of course, one possibility is that we could see both series appears. After all, Games Workshop did say that there are multiple stories in the work, especially as Eisenhorn's current nemesis is a mysterious king in yellow, who may or may not be Constantine Valdor himself. We'll likely have to wait a bit longer to get some news, but we're obviously stoked to learn more, and you'll probably see plenty more videos from us as these series come to fruition. Games Workshop also released their big balance patch for Warhammer 40k this week, with some general rule changes and tweaks to specific factions. The big change, of course, is Deep Strike now needs to be 6 inches away from enemy units instead of 3 inches. Additionally, stratagems that reduce the strength of AP for incoming attacks now affect only one attacking unit instead of all attacking units. That's a big nerf there. The Sisters of Battle saw their Miracle Dice production reduced, while the generic Space Marines, not the named factions like the Death Watch or the Space Wolves or anything like that, got a boost to their Oath of Moment army rule. The Gene Stealer cults also got a major update that standardizes their cult ambush army rules to make it a little bit more reliable. And finally, Games Workshop continues to tease the return of the Noise Marines. This week, Games Workshop released several new weapons that look very Slanesh-esque, along with a sword that looks like a sword. It's almost certain that the Noise Marines, which are one of the best and coolest looking Chaos Space Marines, are making their grand return in 2025, hopefully alongside a model for Fulgrim, the fallen Primarch of the Emperor's Children, which the Noise Marines usually belong to. That's all the news that we have for you this week. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comments section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to support Above the Table.